Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Concordia's Nicholas Logothetis and His Excellency Luis Abinader of the Dominican Republic.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome, Mr. President, to Concordia.
Again.
Yeah. We're very honored to have you here. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that our next summit is in our new model Concordia Horizon Summit in your beautiful country in December, and we're very much looking forward to it with your partnership.
Summit of the Americas we have in Punta Cana. So all the presidents of America, we hope, will be there.
Yes, fantastic, important gathering for the Western Hemisphere. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about the economy of the Dominican Republic. I read a lot of news. I read a lot of news about this hemisphere, and it's always positive things about what's happening in your country. And related to tourism, energy, space, and other matters. And I'd just be curious as to how is the economy going and what your views are on the future.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. Our indicators, economics and social, because we have to speak about both, I think are in very good very good numbers. We are going to grow between 3 to 3.5%. We will be one of the countries that grow more in Latin America. I always discuss with my friend, President Guyana, Irfan Ali, you are not a comparison because you have so many oil and natural gas now. But we are one of the countries that will grow more in Latin America, according to and taking into consideration all the external situation that we have had in this year. But it's important that we have the economic growth, but at the same time, our main industries like free zones, sectors like tourism, energy, all are growing. We are almost going to have 12 million visitors this year, which is more of the population that we have in Dominican Republic, one of the few countries. We are the country in Latin America that, after Mexico, received more tourism. And Mexico has a lot of with the frontier with the U.S. So this all that we have is from air or ships in cruises. So we are also in the free zones advancing into industries like, for example, medical devices. We are exporting $3 billion in medical devices, which it has a middle tech status. So we can tell the world that we are ready for semiconductors also, that we have a policy for that. To assembly semiconductors in the Dominican Republic. The other industry, the traditional exports are also in very well shape. We export 1.3 billion in cigars. So we have the best cigars in the world. And so we are a very diverse economy. And at the same time, the social indicators, which I was telling you, when in 2019, poverty was 25.4%. Right now, in the last trimester, the poverty rate went down to 16.6%. So it's not just growth, it's not just that we have more tourism, it's that the people are feeling this, and this is the most important. And that's why we have also social peace. We are not a country of polarization. We have excellent communication with the opposition. Of course, we discuss and we have a very democratic country, but at the same time, we have national objective in order that we can follow. And I think that is very positive for our country.
Yeah. Could you just briefly discuss the tourism industry, which seems to be I come from Greece, so it's a similarly important industry, but it seems like everyone is always going to the Dominican Republic, and for good reason.
Not everybody, but about 80%.
80%. I promised your daughter Esther that I will go one day. So tell us about the industry and how it sort of grew to where it is today, but also its obviously, you share an island with Haiti, which is in a completely different situation. How do you sort of manage that aspect?
Yes, in terms of tourism, and this is a history, and I am writing in a book about a World Bank recommendation in the 70s that says the future of the Dominican Republic will be tourism. Not everybody, even the top economists at that time, believed that. So they financed, at the end of the 70s, the beginning of the 80s, they financed a lot of infrastructure for tourism, especially in the north. That's where the tourism grows. But then went into the east, where Punta Cana is. And right now we have been developing, we are a powerhouse in terms of tourism, to receive 12 million visitors, but also from cruise ships also, that we have more than tripled in the last 4 years. So it has been a history of success, also with, as any history of success, also with some problems, but that we have resolved. And I think that when they ask me, what is the top, 12 million, 13, 14, we don't have a top for that. I think we will continue to grow. Why? Because we have the legal conditions for the investors. We have even tax breaks in several areas. But at the same time, our people are friendly. Dominicans like visitors. Dominicans are a happy country that, when they find somebody that comes to our country, they always have a smile. They are always dancing. So I think we have a lot of conditions to continue to grow. At the same time, as I said, on the free zones, and now with the more value-added industries on the free zones is very good. But also industry, as I said about the cigars and traditional. We are exporting a lot of agricultural products to the island, to Guyana, which you have a strategic alliance. And it's not many people believe that as a small country, 90% of our agricultural, our food consumption is assembled in the Dominican Republic. 90% of our agriculture. So now the growth, with the intense growth that we have, is also we have now to growth on the infrastructure, on water, energy. We're investing on water, on energy, because the growth is so much that we have to go at that velocity.
Yeah. If I could ask you about Haiti, obviously it's a situation that you've dealt with, and I mean, I think we can very fairly call Haiti at this point a failed state.
It is.
90% of the capital is overtaken by gangs, and I don't know how, it seems like the most difficult situation maybe anywhere in the world.
Yes.
How do you manage that as your neighbor? And what do you think do you see any hope for some form of solution? The Kenyan situation didn't seem to work.
Well, there are several reasons why that didn't work, but I don't think it was because of the Kenyans, trying to be just with them. In 2021, the first time I came to the United Nations, I called that we were seeing in Haiti a Somalization, like Somalia, that where the groups, different bands were taking out a part of the regions of Haiti. And I have repeated that every time I come to the United Nations in September. And I now see that the United States and Panama, which we approve, are proposing a 5,000 men force to combat the gangs. You cannot negotiate with these bands. This is impossible. We have a protected frontier. We have 11,000 army men in the frontier, which protects us. We have a lot of intelligence that these bands, I don't recommend any of them to shift to Dominican Republic because we have a very tough security. But this is from our side. We can say the security doesn't affect us. But then let's come from a humanity point of view to the Haitian people. The world cannot stand and do nothing to what is happening to the poor people in Haiti. The rich people and middle-income people, most of them, they left Haiti, and with reasons to do that. But now, these bands are just doing things that I don't want to repeat to the poor people of Haiti, especially on the south part of Haiti. And these kind of actions cannot be tolerated by the international community. So the international community has to act to stop these bands, to stop these narco traffickers, to stop this extortion. This is not a negotiation. This is just to combat these bands with the whole force and to liberate the Haitian people so they can start a new development period.
Right. And do you see an appetite from the international community to do that?
I think United States, with its leadership, can move that. And I think they are doing, this proposal of Secretary Rubio, we will back up, and we're working with some of our friends in order that they can, in the Security Council also, they can approve this. And I hope that we have to separate any political difference that you have with the United States and with different politics, and to see that this is a humanity crisis in Haiti. And we have to attend that humanity crisis to save the people of Haiti.
Right.
So this is our, and it's a security point also, not just for Dominican Republic, this is a security for the region. Because with this lawlessness, it's also you have more narcotics, more, the cartels could also act in Haiti because there is no this strong security. So this is a security problem for the region and mainly a humanity problem. So the international community has to act and has to act now.
Yeah. Just as we wrap up, one question. I know the strengthening of democratic institutions in your country has been important to you, and I understand that you were first elected in 2019.
No, 2020.
2020, and then you were re-elected in 2024. Mm-hmm. And there is a history in Latin America of, let's say, people changing the constitution so they can run again. But I think you did the opposite. So this will be your last term as president. Can you talk about the importance of that?
Yes. Our constitution is like the United States that allows one re-election. So what happened is that before, some presidents have tried to change the constitution even so they can extend to another term. And that has been the problem, the democratic problem in Latin America. So we, in the 2024 election, we had a complete majority in Congress, and I did the opposite. I changed the constitution in order that it will be impossible to change the constitution for another re-election. Okay. So I think that is, when you see the problems of democracy in Latin America, is that presidents want to continue, and to change again, and you have to respect the institutions. I also made the Attorney General independent. It's not selected by the president, it's selected by the National Judiciary Committee, the same way that the judges are selected, in order that they have more independent, so they can combat corruption, even in our own government. When something arises, they can act with independence. So we are, and when you see the indicators, our institutions are more stronger today, and they will continue to be more strong. And this is not just good for the people of Dominican Republic to have more justice, but this is also good for the investors, that they know that they have institutions that will protect their investment. And that's what I need. We have, last year, we have had the record of investment in the last 4 years, in a very difficult situations, with the pandemic, even with the pandemic. Last year, we have 4.5 billion in foreign investment. And this year, we hope to get close to 5 billion. We have the most investment, is the country with the most investment in the region by far. So this is very important. This is also part of our economic growth. And sometimes when I meet now with new investors that are willing to go into the Dominican Republic, I said, I'm not going to tell anything good about Dominican Republic. Ask somebody who has invested in there, and they can tell you if they have done a good investment or not. And we are quite confident that the immense majority will say that it has been a success, that their investment in the DR.
Yeah, no, as wearing my other hat as the vice chairman of Libra Group, our family global business, I can tell you the infrastructure around investments, the judicial system, the conflict resolution is so important. So
Yes.
it's absolutely critical what you say. And we're out of time, but I wanted to thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We hope and look forward to seeing you in beautiful Punta Cana in December. Thank you again for all your support of Concordia, and congratulations on everything you've achieved.
Thank you, Nick. And we hope to see you in the Summit of the Americas. And to the people that to go to Dominican Republic, that they will have a great time there in Punta Cana, in Miches, in Puerto Plata, in Valladolid. And we are now developing a new tourist destination that will be for next year, which is called Pedernales, which is in the south with beautiful beaches also. So we wait for you there for investment and for tourism.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.